Hey, what's going on guys and girls, Twintendo here. Today I've got a brand new Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon video for you guys, and it's all about the Connection Orb. Now, I've talked about the Connection Orb in past videos, but I'm focusing it just into one video, so if anyone's searching for it out there, or you just want to get all the information at once, it's going to be right here in this video. And if you don't know what a Connection Orb is, it's basically that constellation of all those Pokemon joined up, or it's like the Pokemon web, some people like to call it before it actually got a name, but it's actually called the Connection Orb, and it's pretty interesting. So before I get into the video guys, common question of the day: which Pokemon do you want to recruit the most in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon? Because if you didn't know, the Connection Orb is the best way to recruit Pokemon in the game. But anyway guys, let's get into the video. So like I said, it's a new feature and it's called the Connection Orb, and this actually replaces the bulletin board from past games. So this Connection Orb, not only does it show like all the Pokemon that are linked to each other, it's also where you get your missions, and basically each Pokemon will have their separate mission, or they're going to be in, I'd say, peril, I guess, and you've got to go rescue them or do what they want for the task, I guess, at hand, whether it's give them an item, save them from the floor. Honestly, not too much information has been told about the missions that you're going to have to do. Like, my first question is, on the bulletin board you used to have like a most wanted kind of list, and you could see like, oh, I need to get this Pokemon captured and taken away. Not sure if that's going to happen because, like I said, it's scrap bulletin boards in a way. Even though there are bulletin boards in Serene Village, I'm not sure whether they're going to have missions on or it's just going to be Connection Orb only. So that's the first thing I thought of, what about those missions when you're not rescuing Pokemon, you're going after Pokemon. But yeah, anyway, so when you do a mission for a Pokemon, it'll actually open up loads of new missions for you. So like in past Mystery Dungeon games, you do a mission or multiple in a day and then you go to bed and then there'll be new missions on the bulletin board. But in this one, say you do a mission for Axew and they're lost, or Sylveon, because they did show screenshots of Sylveon, a bit easier for that. So you save Sylveon and then you connect with Sylveon after you've done the mission, which basically means they've befriended you, and that's the best way to get Pokemon to join your team. And basically once you've got Sylveon on your team, all of Sylveon's relationships will kind of branch out, and they're going to be, have all missions for you to do. And the best thing about the Connection Orb, there is one positive, even though I do prefer the bulletin board probably, the one positive is if you see a Pokemon you like, you can see the path to get to it, instead of obviously having to find it in the dungeon, knocking it out and then hoping that it will join your team. And it's like 5% I think the chance was of a Pokemon in the dungeon joining a team. Again, that's another interesting question. Can Pokemon join you the old-fashioned way? When you go in a dungeon, you beat them and they're like, oh, I'm impressed, I really want to join your team. We don't know if that's going to come back, but anyway, like I was saying, you can get any Pokemon really you want from this, and I'm guessing the majority, like probably all 720 Pokemon are going to be on this Connection Orb. So say if you see, I don't know, Flygon, because I like Flygon, so you see Flygon, and he's probably around 6 Pokemon away in terms of connection, so you have to go through all the 6 other Pokemon, instead of having to do loads and loads of other missions to get a Flygon, or wait to a really late dungeon to get a Flygon. So it's interesting guys, definitely interesting that. I do think that's the one positive that you can take from the Connection Orb. Now, when you're taking a mission with the Connection Orb, like I said, they will tell you their story and the request assistance, and it's not got a rank anymore. Some missions used to have like E to, I think it was S rank. In this, it's in 5-star difficulties. Now, whether that's 5 stars in terms of the dungeon or 5 stars overall, because Sylveon's in the first dungeon, Foreboding Forest, and I was thinking 2 stars is pretty high for like the first dungeon. Like, what does 1 star have to be? So I'm wondering if there's 5-star missions in the first dungeon, or is it just going to be, missions in the first dungeon at 1 to 2 stars only? Let me guys know what you think. What would you prefer? Would you like to have 5-star missions in every single dungeon, or would you just like to have it in kind of the further, the harder dungeons are always going to be 4 to 5 stars, and the earlier ones will be like 1 to 2 stars. So guys, let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. Now, if you just want to do missions in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, you're not really too bothered about the Pokemon you befriend. Basically, you're going to have loads of missions, for the more missions you do. So, for example, you could do 1 mission and that will give you 5 more missions. You do one of the Pokemon that came out of that mission that you could, go to, and that will branch out to even more Pokemon. So, there's going to be loads of missions, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. Now, another interesting thing about the Connection Orb is that some Pokemon will give you special missions that are linked to it. So, some of these are going to be some very special Pokemon, like legendaries and mythical Pokemon, and they can also be befriended through this. So I think, as you can see, Suicune and Raikou seem to be Pokemon like this, because you can see them on the Connection Orb, and then you can see the Pokemon talking to them, and you can see confetti on the screen, which I'm guessing is when you either recruit a Pokemon or just a special Pokemon. The confetti comes on the screen, and that's really cool. I like that touch with confetti, it's really nice. Now it's interesting to see Suicune and Raikou under Connection Orb. You know, they're going to be requesting help in some sort of form because that's what the Connection Orb is for. But I'm not sure if you actually do meet them through the main story. So say you're following the main story, you have to either meet Suicune or verse Suicune, and then that puts them onto the Connection Orb. You know, that's what I'm wondering. Do the Pokemon you have to verse in the main story, you know, go onto the Connection Orb? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to try and put every single Pokemon onto that orb. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be most of the Pokemon are going to come out from missions, and you're going to have to do missions to befriend them, and some Pokemon will automatically go onto the Connection Orb if you verse them or meet them in the game. So for example, Darkrai's on a Connection Orb. We can also see like a cutscene of Darkrai, and that's going to be interesting. That definitely got me hyped, that screenshot. I'm not sure about you guys, but yeah, that is pretty much it about the Connection Orb. It's just a short video, but I wanted to kind of put all the details and explanations together into one video. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. Our channel's doing amazingly because of you guys, and you know, hard work from you guys liking and supporting the channel, and we're just putting out videos as much as we can. So hopefully I'll have many more Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon videos for you in the next coming days. If you haven't seen our previous 2 videos, they're going to be on screen now. On the left is a video about the starters' roles in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. You know, what are they going to be in the game? Are they going to be rescuers, explorers? I'm going to be answering that in that video, so if you're interested, definitely check that one out. And on the right hand side, you can see brand new screenshots of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon that came out a couple of days ago. So most likely if you're on our channel, you've probably seen them already, but if you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. There's loads of brand new information. And guys, if you haven't subscribed already, there's a big red button on screen just where Mudkip is. Click it and it'll make him very happy, make me very happy, and probably make you very happy, because we're going to be uploading a lot of Super Mystery Dungeon videos. So like I said guys, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on our next video.